Right now, go down, and then you can start doing the countdown. Check the thing there. Hey guys, good morning and welcome to GBN Live. I'm Todd Cartner. I'm your host, and if it's Wednesday, we're here live in our studio in Myrtle Beach, and we want to thank our sponsor for GBN Live. It's Grand Strand Law Group with offices in Myrtle Beach and North Myrtle Beach. You can reach out to them at 843-492-5422, or you can visit them online at grandstrandlawgroup.com. Don't forget that if you guys have any comments or questions today, just type them in your browser wherever you're looking in the comment section. We'll be glad to try to get those online as well. And don't forget to stick around for the end of the show, because we have our giveaway that we do each week as well. Today's guest is the one and only Autumn Duncan with Tidewater Mortgage. We're going to get her on here in just a second, and we're going to talk about some good mortgage stuff that's going on in the market. Guys, remember, it's GBN Live. Stay with us. We'll be right back. All right, guys, welcome back. Todd Cartner with GBN Live, and I have with me Miss Autumn Duncan this morning.
Everybody.
Yeah, she's with Tidewater Mortgage, and we're going to get started talking about some good mortgage stuff that's going on in this crazy market. It is. It's insane. So tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, your family, that kind of thing.
Sure. I'm from Houston, Texas.
Houston? Really? I never knew that.
Yeah, I am.
Interesting.
Yeah, I love Houston, but I grew up in Pennsylvania, right outside of Pittsburgh.
It's a little different market there.
A little bit different.
A little different weather.
Yeah, a little bit different weather. Been in Myrtle Beach for almost 7 years, so I love it here. Moved down here for the same reason everybody else did. Taxes, good weather, beach. Yeah, I heard about you. Awesome. I live with my significant other, Jerry.
There you go.
And we have 4 kids.
4 kids.
4 kids. Yeah, so
two's enough for me.
Yeah, it's a full house for sure.
That's right. Well, awesome. Well, tell us a little bit about Tidewater Mortgage. Anything you want to tell us?
Sure. Tidewater's been around since 1997, so we've been around a long time. All we do are mortgages, so we're very good at it. It's a very streamlined process. We have probably less than 500 employees, and I love this small company because we're like a family. We know everybody.
Small company with 500 employees.
Relatives. Yeah.
There you go.
So,
great at Christmas time when the presents come around.
But they're very caring. When I was sick last year with COVID, they sent me chicken noodle soup. So like it's a very caring company. They do thoughtful things like that. When I was first hired last year, the owner came down with the CEO and VPs, his kids, and met me and some other people that were hired. So that's just the culture that Tidewater is, and it's the best company I've ever worked for.
That's awesome. Where are they based out of?
Yeah, Virginia Beach.
Virginia Beach.
Yep. And my office is on 44th Avenue in Myrtle Beach.
Okay.
So we're licensed in most of the eastern states.
Yeah. The good news about, I guess, what COVID pushed us to is you really can do everything virtual or by email now.
Yeah.
You don't have to physically go sit down in an office like you used to. So,
right.
Well, Autumn, one of the first things, and I've mentioned this on the show several times before as a real estate agent, that you got to talk to the lender first. And I always know that's important because you got to know what you can afford, what you're qualified for, and all that kind of stuff. But in your words, why is it so important that a buyer talk to you, and even sometimes a seller? Because the seller's got to have somewhere to go. So it's good for them to talk to you before they even put their house on the market sometimes.
Absolutely, yeah.
In your words, why do you think that's important?
Purchasing power. You got to know what you can afford. I mean, you can use online calculators and I make this much and this is what my payment is. But using a local lender, I mean, we can tell you things that, you can't find out online. You can't figure out for yourself, like private mortgage insurance. HOA. I mean, there's just a lot of different things. So talking to a lender, getting pre-approved is so important, and it makes the process go so much smoother and faster.
Yeah.
You may find a place that you want to buy and then come to me, and I can't qualify you for one reason or another. So you really gotta get your ducks in a row before you start shopping.
And that's funny you say that, because we were talking about this before the show. I've written several offers this past week that have not been accepted, and some a lot higher than they should have been over asking. So it is important to get that information. But the other thing on, and we're going to get into this question next, but on the pre-qualification or pre-approval, there's some things that a lender doesn't necessarily count toward whether they're going to be approved or not. Just like if, for example, back taxes, if you're on a payment plan, you don't have to show everything that you owe,
Right.
because you just take that payment into consideration. I'm sure it has to figure into the debt to income ratio,
Right.
but still you can
Yeah.
amortize that out, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, there's a lot of different things that we can do. And then, like, if you have a foreclosure in your background, I just did a loan for somebody who was in foreclosure, and lenders told them, sorry, we can't help you. But if you're working with, like me, like a really experienced, knowledgeable lender, I mean, we know the guidelines, and we know the different products to kind of qualify you based on your specific situation. So, yeah, it's very important to talk to somebody local.
That's awesome. So let's talk about pre-qualification versus pre-approval, and has COVID changed any of those guidelines for you? I know you've been there for about a year, but you were in mortgage industry before Tidewater, so you've seen that transition and some of the things that have happened.
Yeah. I mean, actually, I think it's a little bit easier with the COVID overlays, because, if you've been unemployed in 2020, 2021, normally that's a complete red flag, a full stop. You have to have a good working history. But with COVID, we can kind of edit that out because of the special circumstance. There's different student loan overlays with COVID. People are on deferment because of COVID and their student loan payments. So an experienced lender knows how to, we calculate the payment based on a percentage of what you owe rather than the payment that you were making. Gotcha. So there's different things, but I actually think it's a little bit easier.
And that's good to know. Things have changed a lot anyway across the board. And one of the things that I have found is that it is constantly changing. So,
all the time.
And we can start talking about this, the Freddie Mac and the Fannie Mae programs, even their guidelines have changed a lot and have changed multiple times in the last year. So talk about that. I know the government's trying to help us, but what changes have you seen? Or maybe even the better question would be, what really sticks out that is a plus to a buyer in the Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae?
Like you said, the guidelines change all the time. But just a couple of things that they're doing. I mean, first-time home buyer programs, they're really trying to help first-time home buyers. They have a conventional mortgage product, and Fannie and Freddie each have their own guidelines, but they're basically the same. 3% down on a conventional mortgage for first-time home buyers. First-time home buyers are about 31% of the market right now. So it's really important to help them. So 3% down conventional mortgage is huge. And then on top of that, I can help them get down payment assistance to cover that 3% down plus their closing costs.
That's exactly what I was getting ready to come into, was those down payment assistance programs, because one of the things that I have seen too is that with USDA, there's even a state program now that can help you with even closing costs on it now through SC Housing.
Yep,
I believe is what it is. So that's pretty good. That's pretty.
Yeah, I'm one of the preferred lenders with SC Housing.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's
you can
awesome.
get up to 5%.
I see we do have a little bit of whoops. It says that it's just Skylar popping in and saying hey. So so hi Skylar, we see you there. I'm sorry.
Hi.
So I've heard about these non-QM programs, and I have no idea what that means. But that's why you're here. So we're going to talk about them. But I do know that they are relevant to small business owners.
Yeah, actually, we have a lot of different programs, but small business owners in particular. So non-QM, first of all, it's a non-qualified mortgage or non-conventional mortgage.
Gotcha.
And like, for instance, small business owners, we have to collect 2 years of tax returns, and we can only use the taxable income. one of the benefits of owning a business is you can write things off. And that's great. But then when you go to apply for a mortgage and you're not showing very much income, you don't qualify for conventional mortgage. So the non-QM program for small business owners, we can take bank statements from 12 to 24 months, and we look at the incoming cash flow from the business, and that's how we qualify that.
Kind of average it out month to month. Yeah.
Uh-huh,
So
right.
that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see Megan's on here and she says, "Hey,
Oh,
Autumn."
hey, Megan.
Hi, Megan.
Hey. Good luck today.
Yeah, there you go. Thanks for joining us. So that's pretty good. Now, does any small business owner, or I guess what constitutes a small business owner? There's got to be a cap on. Is it employees? Is it revenue? Is it
as long as you own at least like 25% of the business, we can do it. And it doesn't have to be a small business owner. It can be. We have a program for independent contractors, 1099 employees. So we take 2 years of the 1099s and we can average those to qualify them. We do DSCR loans, and those are for investment properties. So we can do condotels, which I think we'll talk about later.
We'll talk about, it's after the break.
So we just take the 1007, which is the rent survey on the property, and we can qualify people based off of the either the historical rental income or the projected rental income.
Well, that's exactly what I was. Oh, Jerry's on here too. He says Autumn's the best on the beach. Hey, Jerry.
Hey,
But yeah, that's interesting that you say that, because you can actually, with a rental property or an investment property, you can use that projected income as part of the income that you're going to have once you actually own the property. So you don't have to qualify with your current income for that rental. That's awesome. As a matter of fact, I've done that with a lot of investors, and that's that works pretty good. And we're still seeing a little bit of benefits for investors too, even though the interest rates are going up. And we're going to talk about that here in just a moment. The good news is that they're not going up tremendously high. They're about where they were before they dropped to an all-time low and stayed there for so long. So we'll talk about some of those after the break, guys. Don't forget, if you have any questions for me or Autumn, just put those in your comments and we'll try to get those on air. And so stay with us. We'll be right after the break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about what you need to do to get pre-approved. We'll see you soon.
Hi, I'm Justice Ann. I've been a canine liaison at Grand Strand Law Group for, 30 years? What's that? You don't believe me? I meant 30 dog years, of course. First rule of lawyering, read the fine print. Anywho, my humans at Grand Strand Law Group have a combined 20 years experience. I know, not as much as me, but that's in people years. So yeah, still pretty impressive. Real estate, estate planning, or probate, you need GSLG.
Grand Strand Law Group. Trust us, we have a dog.
Great Business Networking grew out of the idea that by creating lasting friendships within the community, we can make the community even better.
I was looking to network with professionals and to be able to refer my clients to somebody that I trust.
Well, it's really important to trust the members of the group because we really generate quality referrals, and to know somebody, be friends with them, and get that qualified referral is the key to success.
It is networking, but it doesn't feel like networking, and that is important to me. I come to the meetings, I have fun, I make great connections, and I help grow my business.
GBN, these are some of the best professionals in the market, and having that resource available to me, that's priceless.
Well, GBN is a network of business professionals that build long-lasting friendships that will not only grow my business, will grow yours as well. That's what referral marketing is all about.
GBN really is the most important marketing for your business. Check us out today. All right, welcome back to GBN Live. I'm Todd Carton, your host, and today we have with us Autumn Duncan, who is with Tidewater Mortgage. Don't forget, if you have any questions, please type them in the comments, and we'll try to get them on air as well. Autumn, let's talk about the market, because this market is not only crazy in Myrtle Beach, it's all over the country. I've talked to realtors everywhere that are having the same issue. But houses have gone way up in price. Just for example, I have one under contract right now. 2 years ago, the guy paid $289 for it. It's under contract for 439.9. It's insane at what they're going up to.
Yep.
But we hear interest rates are going to be going up and things like that. They've already started a little bit. Just tell us from a lender perspective what you're seeing or what you're hearing is coming soon.
Sure. I was hoping to avoid this. No, interest rates are going up. They have been. But what I want to emphasize is they are still at historical lows, and they're actually average. They're up from 2020, obviously, in 2021. And that's kind of what I love to educate people about is you cannot compare today's rate to 2 years ago or even a year ago. Historically speaking, like I said, they're average. In the 1980s, the rates were 18%. In the 70s, they were like 7.5%. So they're not that bad, but they are expected to slowly rise this year and even into next year. But they'll hit a ceiling at some point and come back down, I think.
It's funny you say that because I was talking to my mom the other day, and her first house she purchased in 1978, and her interest rate was 17.5%.
Wow.
And she had an 800 credit score.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
and
I mean,
the dollar didn't go that far, back then like it does now.
That's crazy.
Right. So.
Jerry has a question. He says, Autumn, what separates you from the other lenders in the Myrtle Beach area?
Oh, well, I think
Thanks, Jerry.
Thanks, Jerry. I think it's my customer service. I really care about people. I want to help as many people as I can. I get to know them on a personal level, and not every lender will do that. They look at people as numbers, and I just don't do that. So I think that's what separates me.
We kind of, and that's awesome. We try to do that as a realtor too. We try to do something because your costs are going to be about the same regardless to who you go to, whether it's a realtor or lender. So you really need to look at that customer service. That's what separates everybody out.
Absolutely.
We kind of talked about this a little bit, but the funny thing is people think that there's just not a whole lot to sell out there right now. There are, according to the Association of Realtors, the numbers are actually up just a little bit of the number of homes sold over last year this time, but they're not staying on the market. Sometimes minutes, not even, sometimes they're even being sold before they're listed. That's happened to me a couple times already. And that's insane. But is there anything that you say or that you would recommend other than getting pre-approved to have someone ready to go?
I guess just do your homework, be as prepared as you can, have your documents in place. I mean, the quicker you can get everything to me, the quicker I can get the process started, the quicker, you're ready to go. I mean, I've lost contracts because people don't get me documents. They don't get me pay stubs. They don't, sign the disclosures, little things like that. You've got to be ready to go. Yeah.
That's one of the things that I always do for my buyers is I know what list they're going to want.
Yeah.
The lender's going to want. So I say, get all this stuff ready right now.
And that's
even before we find a house, get it ready because they're going to need it.
And to have a realtor push them like that, it helps us tremendously.
Oh, they call me the bulldog at Grand Strand Law Group.
I didn't know this was going
on. All right, we got a rapid fire going on here. So these are just one or two words, maybe a little sentence or something like this, but just for your viewers, our viewers, to get to know you better.
Okay.
What was your first job?
Burger King.
Burger King.
Yeah. I'll never eat there again, by the way. Never.
There's a reason. That's any fast food restaurant, probably. Night owl or early bird?
Oh, I'm an early bird.
Yeah, for sure. You go to bed at like 9?
Like 8 o'clock.
Really? I'm both. Michelle Griffin was on here a few weeks ago, and I'm wearing your favorite shirt, Michelle, if you're watching. But she said she's like me. She's both. Stay up late and get up early. I went to bed last night at 1:30, and I was up at 5:15 this morning. As a matter of fact, I want everybody to know I beat you, Litsa, this morning on posting Happy Wednesday on Facebook. So I beat her, which is unheard of.
Good job.
So balls in your court.
You gotta up your game.
I know, right? Dog or a cat person?
Oh, I think cat. I have both, but I think a cat. Don't look at me like that.
It doesn't matter to me. That's kind of funny. So, who knows? Dark or milk chocolate?
Dark chocolate.
Wow. Favorite color? Blue.
Like a sea
Michelle's is purple. It's not green like we've been pushing. But anyway, favorite word or phrase?
You'll see it when you believe it.
I like that. A little different twist.
Yeah.
Favorite movie?
Oh, Hangover.
I love it.
I like
what about 2? It wasn't as good.
No,
I agree.
One, no.
Favorite song?
Cracklin' Rose by Neil Diamond.
There you
Neil
go.
Diamond.
Neil Diamond, that's right.
Yes.
Favorite vacation spot?
Oh boy, I don't know if I have a favorite. I've been to Spain and Italy. Those are pretty nice. South of France, yeah.
And favorite mobile app? Is there one that you use on a regular basis? Not GBN, just something that you would use as a regular basis. That
I'm almost embarrassed to admit it.
uh-oh.
TikTok. I love TikTok. I don't usually use. I'll post like stupid animal stuff from like lizards around the house, but I watch it and laugh so hard.
It is addictive.
It's addictive.
It's like
yeah.
what YouTube used to be.
Yeah.
Of course, I still get addicted to YouTube sometimes. Something will pop up and then I'll start watching it and then it'll suggest something else. And you watch.
It's a rabbit hole.
It is a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. All right. Look, Deb says, do you do loans for condo tails and mobile homes? Deb, that was our next question. We're going to talk about condo tails. I don't know about mobile homes, but let's talk about condo tails.
Sure. So mobile homes, no, but condo tails, yes. And we're one of the few lenders in the area that do condo tail loans. And we have two different programs. We have a 30-year fixed, and that does use the DSCR. So it is an investor loan for the condo tail. We have another program that's a 3, 5, or 7-year ARM, and it can be a primary residence on a condo tail. So yeah, we do them all day long. So
yeah, that's awesome. Mobile homes are, from my experience, first of all, it's almost impossible to get a loan anywhere for a single wide.
Right.
A double wide you can get, but those would have to be underpinned, pinned down permanently, and detitled.
Yeah, and we can do that. We can do the double wide.
Yeah, and that's Megan says Autumn is the best. Megan, what do you want? Are you just buttering up here? I mean, come on, Megan.
Megan's the best.
Thank you for commenting, though. We love it. And Allison's here,
Hi,
very
Mom.
informative. Oh, this is Mom. Hi, Miss Allison. So I want to talk about credit repair right quick, because this is something that a lot of people, especially first-time home buyers, don't understand their credit. They don't understand everything's going to be reported. They don't understand how to build it the fastest. The one thing I do know that you have a simulator that you can actually plug all their information in, and it will tell you that this is what you need to do. Don't do it on your own. Do not go to places like Credit Karma and places like those. Credit Karma is a advertising website. They make their money on the advertising. 90% of the time, the credit score that it comes back is incorrect.
It's
I have seen it.
Not right.
I've seen it on normal 40 below or above, but I've seen it as much as over 100 points difference in the credit there, because they don't collect all the data.
Right.
So it's not like the credit report. And I'm going to throw this plug in here too. If you're concerned about your credit, you can go to annualcreditreport.com and get a free credit report. I don't know if they're still doing it weekly.
No, I don't know. They were doing it weekly.
They were doing it weekly, but I think because of COVID, but I know you can do it at least once a year.
Right.
So it's annualcreditreport.com, and that helps you out. Yeah. So the one thing I want to do is we've got a graphic here. Let's pull up this graphic and talk about this. Here is why credit is so important. This is an interest rate comparison. So let's say that we have a $300,000 loan. It's on a 30-year fixed term, and your interest rate is 4.5% on the APR. That means your payment would be $1,474 a month. I do need to say here that this does not include taxes, HOA deals, or your insurance. But if you go over to the right column and you see a $400,000 home, same 30-year fix, but 2.5% rate, because you have better credit, your payment would be $1,533 a month. That is a $100,000 more house for only $59 a month. And I didn't do this graphic, but I probably should have done the same thing with the $300,000 to show you the difference between the 2.5 and the 4.5. But the good news is your payment would probably be around $100, $150 less on the same price of a house if your credit score is lower. This is the big kicker here. When I pull these numbers, you get a $100,000 more house, but over the term of the loan, you save $75,000 in interest.
Isn't that like sickening?
Just
by raising your credit. And it's easy to do. And like Todd said, I have a simulator. I can put your credit report in the simulator, and it shoots out exactly what you need to do. Pay this down $29. Pay this off. Pay this down $200. And here is a 97% likelihood that your credit score is going to jump up over 700, and you're going to get that better credit score or that better interest rate.
And let me tell you something from an investment standpoint. That $75,000 could actually buy you a condo that you could rent out that would increase your portfolio for your future.
Absolutely.
Skylar says, I had no idea about Credit Karma. It is. I'm telling you, it is a money-making advertising machine. That's what they do.
Can I say something
Please,
about
you do.
that? And people, they report their like their phone bills and their cable bills on there to increase the credit score, and it shows up as a debt on our end, and we can manually take it out. But if you're late, and I've had this happen, if you're defaulted or late on those, we see it and it hurts you. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
And oh, look, Dancing Debbie's up. So that means it's time to go with our hashtag GBN Live. Let's can we put that banner up, Ashley? The hashtag GBN Live, so everybody knows how to type that in there. Because there you go, hashtag GBN Rocks. Did I say live? I'm sorry. It's hashtag GBN Rocks. Make sure you put it in. It doesn't have to be uppercase, but you do need to put it in with no spaces there so you can enter into our contest. We'll be giving away a $25 gift card to Walk-Ons here right before the end of the show. So as long as Dancing Debbie is up, then we'll be glad to take your entries in there. So we can put the GBN Rocks back down, and so we can see Dancing Debbie hiding behind there as long as she's up, and that'll be cool. So we talked about the condo tails. We talked about the mobile homes and stuff. What are you seeing as the largest properties being for mortgages right now? Are they single family homes? Condos.
It's like all I've been doing are condos. And
yeah.
Some condo tells, but just condos are crazy right now.
And I don't think we explained that. The difference between a regular condo would be in just a condominium complex or whatever. A condo tail is typically a hotel that sells the individual units. They can still rent those out, though, if you put it on their programs, just like a regular hotel room. But it is inside of a hotel, so you have a nicer amenity center with usually a pool, a lazy river, or indoor exercise room or something like that. But they are built into a hotel building, and that's the biggest difference there. Usually your HOA dues in that situation would cover your utilities as well, but your HOA is a lot higher. Which you have to include that into the mortgage, right? So,
right.
But like I said, they usually cover all of your utilities too, so that's a plus there. So Megan says, I plan to use Autumn and Jerry when we're ready to buy a house.
Thanks, Megan.
Thanks, Megan. So that's awesome. So make sure you type in that hashtag GBN Rocks. And before we go here, I want to say, as a member of GBN, because you've been a member with us for a good time now. In your words, why is it important to be a member of a networking organization, but specifically what sets GBN apart for you?
Yeah, GBN, first of all, to be a part of a networking organization, I mean, just to meet people you otherwise wouldn't, and people from all walks of life and all different ages, and get to connect with them face to face is irreplaceable. I mean, I've gotten so much out of it. And GBN it's laid back and friendly, but it's also like,
friends first, business second.
And it's helped me grow my business tremendously. And I love having people that I can refer my clients to, and I trust them. So GBN's awesome.
And that's one thing that's our pillars of GBN is that we want people to know, like, and trust you. Yeah. And when you do that, it opens up a whole different world for you as a business owner. And it also makes it to where you already have that foot in the door, because if I refer someone to Autumn, if they trust me already, then they're going to trust her just immediately because I'm the one that referred them. And that does make a big difference. And we hold each other accountable.
Yep.
That's what I like too. So all right, let's see who is going to win GBN Rocks today. Our contest. Oh, come on, guys. We only have 2 entries. Let's give it just a couple more seconds here. Hashtag GBN Rocks. Myra, you put a space in yours. Let's redo that one, please. Thank you for watching. Take that space out. Deb, go ahead and you can add yours in there as well. Skylar, hashtag GBN Rocks. Jerry, come on, Megan. Megan's got hers in there. I see it now. Yeah. So let's get those in there right quick. We'll give it just a couple more seconds. Is there anything I left out here today that you want to add? I know we covered a lot of ground. That's why you need to call her.
Yeah, absolutely. Just touching quickly on the condo tel unit, I just ran into one I've never run into before. 2-story condo complex in Surfside, way off the beach. It's a condo tel.
Really?
Because they have timeshares in it.
And
it's not a timeshare I would stay in. But that's why you need a local lender, because I know the market. I know,
That's right.
I know the building.
That's right.
So,
Yeah. There you go. Deb says great info. Thanks, Deb. I
Thank you.
appreciate that. All right, looks like we got Myra back in here. Deb's put it in. Jerry has. There we go. We got up to 5, so that's pretty good. So let's go ahead and draw and see who our winner is for today. And remember, this is a $25 gift card for walk-ons, and we will get that information out to you. Megan, there you go, Megan.
Yay.
So thanks so much, Megan. We appreciate it. If you will, just email me at info@gbnonline.com. That's info@gbnonline.com. And we will get your information and get that to you. So if you guys want to reach out to Autumn, you can reach her at 724-422-7113. That's 422-7113. Sorry about that. Or you can go to myrtlebeachmortgages.net. Autumn, thanks so much for being with us today. Let's see who we've got next week. It's the one and only Deb Zimmerman with Send Out Cards. We are so excited to have her in here so we can learn a lot about her business and what she does for our community. And guys, remember, if it's Wednesday, it's GBN Live. We'll see you next week.